So we got a couple dope guests that's about to come up on the stage today. Some dope engineers who got some credits that's a mile long. I ain't gonna even list them. You just gotta go look them up yourself, all right? But I need y'all to put all your energy, all the excitement that you got into welcoming these next guests to the stage, all right? We got Sircut and NOIS. Let's go. Sircut and NOIS, let's get it. Come on, keep that noise going till they make it all the way out here, y'all. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. All right, so Sircut, NOIS, welcome. Thank y'all for sitting down with me today.
What's cracking?
What's going down? How many of y'all want to hear some questions about like AI? All right, well, I'm not doing that. How many of y'all want to hear questions about Dolby Atmos? Good, because I'm not doing that either, all right? We about to flip this whole thing up. I'm sure y'all AI'd out, y'all Dolby Atmos'd out. We're gonna take this a whole new direction, right? So, Sircut and NOIS, the first question that I wanna ask both of y'all, and we'll start with you on the end, Sircut. And the first question is, what was going on in your life when you got the call that actually changed your career?
Man, that's a tough question. I don't feel like it's just one call.
Yeah.
So for me, we're actually both from the Bay Area. We grew up together. My man right there. So for me, it was, I had originally I was working a regular job. I was a server at Morton's, and I was just doing the studio stuff as like a part-time thing. I ended up having a buddy that I had done music with, growing up, hit me up and just say that he had a singer that needed a sound engineer. So I started working with him. He ended up being managed by a studio owner. Their engineer was moving to LA and they didn't have anybody to replace him. So it's kind of like a timing thing for me. So I went in and interviewed. They had me do like a couple sessions. The customers, liked my work, so they just kept me there. And that allowed me to eventually leave the other job and just be full-time. So I feel like that moment was probably the biggest moment as far as like, now I know I can do this as a career and now I got to figure out how to elevate from here, but I know I can make a living without having to work another job. But I'd say the biggest moment actually came from this guy. He was already down in LA, had already been working with Ali and things like that. We just kept in touch and all of that. And he basically just said, come around and start hanging out. And I did, and it led to, me being here now. So shout out to my guy right here.
Yo, that's dope, man. So from working at Morton's, to being in some of the biggest studio sessions in the world, that's dope. And a big part of that is having the right friends, right?
Right. I mean, him and I were making songs in our bedrooms when we were teenagers, so.
Some high school shit.
Yeah.
That way back.
Yeah.
Right. Kurt a little bit older than me, but I had I just heard it was like a tier. It was like 4 people in our school.
Yeah.
He was, I believe, right? Dep was after you? Yeah, it was
Kurt.
Kurt.
It was me and Dep, yeah.
It was Kurt, and then it was Dep, from $1 Million Snare.
Okay.
Then it was the homie Tyler.
Dang, this is a hell of a school.
Yeah, we spread out though. It was probably like a 6-year span, and
Okay.
each one of us was like the one that was making beats and like making records and doing that shit. So we just, even though it was a big age gap, we was all kind of helping each other out and figuring shit out. So same way he was helping me out on the come up early, because I was the youngest. You know what I'm saying? But it was always like, we all gonna get back when the time right.
Word. So NOIS, what about for you? Like, what was your life like? What does your life look like when you kind of like either got that call that you knew was gonna, change your career, or it just put you in that position where things were gonna be different? Where were you at when you knew that happened?
Shit, I was just regular. You know what I'm saying? I was just day job.
What
working.
was the day job?
I was working at the bank. I was working at Wells Fargo.
Okay.
And that was because I went to school. I've been making music, like we said, since high school. So I've been doing it. I went to school, got a degree in finance. It was just some shit the family wanted me to do. Whole time I was like, how am I gonna get down to LA? Because I'm from the Bay, wanted to come down here.
Yeah.
And then basically, I was working at the bank and I was doing business banking, and it's just like I'm getting calls all the time, like from homies trying to cook up, trying to do whatever. I'm still working. Yeah. And then another thing was, while I was working, all my clients is small business owners. So like every day it's a small business owner like, oh yeah, like I just made these blankets and now they're fucking going crazy and I'm making all this money. And I was just like, what am I doing over here? Like,
Right.
So that was one piece of it. And then another piece of it was actually one of my clients at the bank his name's Ricky Riera.
Yeah.
He was half of a production group called Produced by THC. So they had done Mad City for Kendrick. They had done Collard Greens for Q. They'd done a bunch of shit since then, like Kendrick records, Drake records, a lot of big placements. And bro,
you
just
working at the
happened
right
to
bank,
be
too.
in the bank, you know what I'm saying? I was right
Yeah.
there in Hollywood. And so I just built a relationship with bro, like year and a half type shit. Just never on some like he knew I made shit, but I was never trying to get him to listen to nothing. It was more so just like, how could I help you type thing? Because that was something I learned early when I got to LA was like everybody just looking for something. So it's like,
Yeah.
instead of asking somebody for help or asking someone to listen to your shit, it's just more so like, bro, what do you need? How can I make your life easier? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I was doing that for bro at the bank. I ran into him on some random shit at a music festival that randomly someone just like gave me some tickets to. It was super spur of the moment. Seen him outside and he was just like, oh shit, like what's up? Never seen me outside of a suit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like we just chopped it up, exchanged info. I like followed him on Twitter, and a couple days later I seen they needed interns, and then that's where it like started. Like the path I've been on started then. That was like 2013, you know what I'm saying? So 2014 maybe. And then yeah, I did the intern thing for a cool minute. I was working at the bank at the same time, and then it kind of similar situation. People blowing up in my line, like come through for a session, whether it's creative, whether it's work, whatever. And then ultimately, it was Ali who ended up coming into that studio. He was boys with Ricky and them. It was all, you know what I'm saying? It was TDE camp. It was
Yeah.
in that space. So basically, they came, they redid the studio. They ended up keeping myself and another homie, Tyler Page. Shout out to my boy Tyler. And we basically just turned into Ali's mix assistants like early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lit, man. I really like to hear these type of stories and like hear where people was at, like where y'all come from, you know, from working at Morden's, working at the bank. And I ask that because like it's some people in the audience right now, I guarantee you, that's like probably working at a job that's a means to an end, but they got ideas of doing something totally different.
Yep.
They want to change their life. That's why they come here and sitting at these panels so they can hear something that's going to inspire them or teach them so that they can get to the next level. So let's start with you, NOIS. Like, what's one piece of advice that you would like that you can impart on people in here that can like, you know what? If you want to get out of the job that you're in, whether it's at a bank or working at the restaurant or whatever it is, what's one piece of advice that you would give them to, you know, kind of help them to get to the next stage of their career?
I mean, really, it's tough, bro, because everybody got a different story, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I could give you some shit that worked for me that might not work for you, or might put you in a situation that you just may or may not be built for. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of hours gone, unpaid, a lot of nights, like no sleep, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that shit going on for years. For me to really just kind of start feeling established these past 2-3 years, I've been here for 10, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And before that, was working on music for however many. But I say the biggest just takeaway that I would say really is just kind of like trust your gut, you know what I'm saying? You really got to trust your gut in those situations. When I quit the bank, I didn't have the music shit situated. I was unpaid intern, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the job. I didn't have no check coming in. I was basically just like, it was a time thing. Like my biggest value I could add was like my availability. So basically I was
Absolutely,
like,
100%.
bro, I'm gonna just drive Uber and just be at the studio because they want me at the studio. So it's like, that's the only way I could do it. So I quit my job just to drive Uber and intern at the studio for free.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
and
saying?
you
But
know-
I had to know when that time was right. I had to trust my gut. Cause I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but the way it worked out, that opportunity, had I not quit my job when I did, it would have been gone a month later.
Nah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
you said something like really important, like your time was your biggest asset. Ultimately, like being there, being available, like you don't ever want them to call you for opportunity and you're like, oh, I can't make it right now, I'm working. You know, and unfortunately, some of us have to, like, I ain't telling everybody like go quit your job today and drive Uber, but like we are actually like y'all, I'm sure you probably a little younger than me because when I was coming up it wasn't no Uber, right?
Yeah.
And so y'all lucky that you can Uber, you can DoorDash, you can do all of that right now. Like if you got something that's kind of taking all your time all day, like you can definitely like kind of fall into that, you know. But
100%.
Yeah.
And I recognized it because I was like, oh, this Uber shit's going crazy. Like, it's the same shit. Some of the homies, I drive 4 or 5 hours, I make $250 a day, $300. I was like, shit, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Like, do that, straight to the studio. So I might be with Ali till 4 a.m. That's when I start driving again. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, granted, I was young.
You
so
probably
like,
smelling a little loud once you leave in the studio with Ali at 4
Sure,
a.m.,
sure.
right? You in the Uber like, what is that?
no, it was, they was tripping on me. But
Yeah.
The reviews were crazy on
I,
this.
I can only imagine, man.
Yeah.
Look, I used to work in the studio and leave. I'm mad to leave. I'm in New York though, so I'll be leaving the studio 5, 6 in the morning while everybody else going to work, and I'm weed head to toe. You know what I'm saying? Like eyes bloodshot red. Everybody in suits and stuff. I'm like on the subway. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what?
Good morning. Like,
I smell you coming.
yeah. Circuit, what about you? Like, what kind of advice would you give somebody that might be like in a job that they want to transition out of right now to pursue their passion?
Really just piggyback off of what Cyrus was saying, because for me it was a leap of faith. Like, it's real hard to like make that leap, like you're scared, you know what I'm saying? It's like, especially if like whatever job you're in, you've been in for like 5 years or something, it's like that's become routine, that's like a comfort zone. So it's like, for me, it was that leap of faith. Like, the other big moment for me, like, coming up to this point was to actually move out of the Bay Area and find a place here and come here and have no job and no expectations, no nothing. It was like, I saved up a little money to make me feel a little bit comfortable when I came out here, but it was like, you got, 3 months maybe to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he kind of pushed me to do it, to be honest, but like in my head, it was like, I have this opportunity to go hang out at the studio where someone like Mixed by Ali is, and it was like, I've been already working for 10 years as an engineer in the Bay. Like, if I don't take this, then what have I been doing? You know what I'm saying? So making that leap of faith, like when I first moved to LA, I had a blow up air mattress and a laptop, and that was all that was in my whole apartment. You know
Air
what I'm saying?
mattress game.
Yeah, so it was like, and yeah, you probably could have got a couch or whatever, but it was like, I didn't know when it was gonna be when I made money. So it's like everything I had saved, I'm like, this is all I need right now. I don't even plan to be in this room. Like, when I wake up, I'm gone. I'm not coming back till I gotta go to sleep, because that's how I had to try to figure things out. But without taking that leap of faith, like actually having the faith in yourself to like, even though I don't have a backup plan or maybe I don't have a safety net, like, I've always gotten it done. I've always been able to make shit happen. So like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna make shit happen. And as long as you have that mindset, you will make shit happen. It's when you say you're not gonna make shit happen is when you're not gonna make shit happen. So I'd say, taking a leap of faith. Also, he was talking about you have your time and everything, and really it's like finding your value. Like him coming out here and saying like, everybody's coming for a handout, and I was coming to show my value. Like, that's one of the biggest gems you guys could walk away today with. Like, it's easy to get in a room with people that are successful or have a name and ask them for help. You know what I'm saying? And then if you think about it, that's what people are doing to them all day long. So if you come up to them and you're like, yo, I got something that'll help you out, they're gonna listen to you first. I promise. They're gonna listen to you before somebody else. So,
That's super facts, man. It's super, inspirational and enlightening for us. Like, one thing that I kind of take away from that, like, both of y'all took risks, right? You just stood out on faith. And I always like tell people that I'm around, like when I'm talking to my homies and stuff, and we like, look, how can we get to the next level? Like, I'll be like, look, measure the potential upside against the potential downside, right? A lot of times, the downside, like, we know the downside, like, and it's not that bad, or it's like, if it do, like, all this could go away, and we're like, oh, we already been at the bottom before, right? But like, the potential is unlimited, and the downside is limited. Like, you can only go so far down, but how far can you go up if you step out on what you're trying to, achieve in life? And that's the unknown. But you already know what's gonna happen if you don't take the chance. Everybody in here know what's gonna happen. You're gonna be right there going to that job every day.
Yes,
right?
You'll be doing the same thing every day until you change something. You know what I'm saying? So
100%, man. So y'all both then made it into the studio, and and this ain't no small thing too. Like, luckily, you got close friends around you. Y'all tight knit. Another thing is getting out of your own home, right? Getting out your comfort zone. But y'all in the studio now. Like, once you in the studio, what would you say was like probably some of the biggest challenges being in the studio sessions now? Like, what was one big thing? Just give me one thing that you think. I know you got something pop in your mind.
Biggest thing that you can learn in the studio is how to read the room.
Yeah.
You know, there might be somebody famous that comes in, might be somebody you idolize that comes in. You might not even know who you're talking to. It could be somebody that's famous and you never heard of them, and you don't want to go up to them and be like, "Hey man, what do you do?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like, read the room, be a fly on the wall, learn and know when to interject yourself into situations and not try to overtake a situation or do too much, or, you know, everybody puts in their dues. So it's not like you're gonna have one meeting with somebody and be able to change your whole career. It's like, that's the start of you building a relationship with somebody. And in the end, people work with who they want to work with. There's gonna be 5, 10 other people that are just as good as you are, but the one person that works with you is because they want to work with you, not just because of your skill level.
That's a big fact. Yeah. What you think, Noise?
What was it again?
It basically, like, you know, what's the biggest challenge, like, in the studio that you might have had to overcome?
Oh yeah.
It could be a technical thing. It could be philosophical, whatever.
I spoke on this really last year too, but I didn't know how to use Pro Tools when I was in the middle of all this shit. So I was figuring it out for real.
So you got in the studio, you in there with Ali and them. You even quit your good job.
All that.
And you ain't even know how to use Pro Tools.
I had no
This
idea.
man got faith.
He's a
He's a
baby.
believer.
I had no idea. No, I'd been making beats and music and Logic for years, so it's like I always tell when people are always like, "Yo, how'd you figure it out?" Like, I had learned how to do that shit already, and for me, like, just going DAW to DAW, it's like, bro, you know, as long as you know what your intent is and where you're trying to take it, then it don't really matter what you're looking at. So that was a hurdle, and then I say another hurdle for me, for someone who just holds himself to like a high level of accountability, is just being uncomfortable in like that new space. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I could offer musically. I know what I could offer experience-wise. I had been a rapper. I had been a producer. I had been an engineer. So I knew, in like regards to what he's saying, how to read the room. Like, I knew how the flow of the session should go. I know when the artist wants to be playing. I know when the engineer keeps stopping it, tell him press play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew all that. But I was just still having to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. It's like, it's a learning period. So you got to still figure out what's up with the building. Like, I'm an intern, right? So it's like, all right, figure out where the shit is, figure out where the cables are, if you know this, if you know that. And I used to just beat myself up because I'll be in there, they be asking me, it's like when your mom tell you to pull some milk out the fridge and you're like, this shit is not here. Like,
Right.
and then they pull up and they're like,
Where you
like,
looking at?
fuck, dog, like, they gonna fire me, like, it's over. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of those moments, but that's when you grow, you know what I'm saying? You just really gotta be comfortable with that being uncomfortable. And I feel like once you could separate from that, then you're gonna be good. Cause like you said, we've seen the lows already. It's just really like, how high up can you take it? You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
fact, man. And what I'm hearing from both of y'all, like, it's who you are, right? Like, people gotta like you. People gotta wanna be around you. 'Cause you already said, like, you know, people, you ain't even know Pro Tools, but they wanted you around for some reason, right? But right, and then in the same, like, you know, people just gotta want to work with you no matter what your skill level is. If people like you, they're gonna give you a chance, and they're gonna give you another chance and another chance. So it's all about being able to read people, being a good person, being honorable, being available, right? All that stuff matter.
Yeah, it's like one thing, I've preached this before in years past, like, and I didn't go to school, I didn't go to audio school or anything. I'm self-taught. I'm a little bit older, so like when I started, schools were barely getting accredited and stuff. So it was like, I don't want to pay all this bread to have a certificate. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a degree. So I was just like, I'm gonna go to the studio and learn this. But I think what they don't teach you, and all the people that I meet that might have gone through school, and then I meet them in the studio at some point later, and I can see kind of how they move, and everybody's different. But I do notice that one thing working at Morton's helped me was that audio engineering is a service business.
Facts.
So that gets lost in school. They don't really teach you that in school. They're teaching you all of the ones and zeros and how to do EQing and all of that. And if you don't realize it's a service business, then when you're in the moment and you're just like the know-it-all, it makes it hard for artists and things to want to work with you.
Can't stand that shit.
Right. So it's like, it's a service business first.
So happy you said that.
Customers always right. Obviously, you want to get your opinion in and stuff, but there's a way to go about things and do things, and leads to you know, whoever likes you is who wants to work with you. So if you could be the most knowledgeable engineer on the planet, and if you come in and the artist thinks you're an asshole, like, I guarantee you're not getting a second session. Like, I guarantee it. They'll go with a weaker engineer, guaranteed, if the vibe's right. So
Is everybody? What's that like? How many engineers I got in this? Okay, and then how many producers we got? Okay, how many artists we got?
Everybody.
Okay, how many are all three? Okay, fire.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, he made a great point with the. It's two things I really wanted to double back on that he just said. One was, like, don't be afraid to try shit, bro. I fucking hate an engineer who you tell them to do something, they're like, oh no, like, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
just undo that shit if it's not tight. Like, god
Exactly.
damn, you fucking up the whole vibe. Like,
for sure.
I hate that shit. Honestly, I've been in rooms with recording engineers. I'm just watching their paycheck just go up in dust because they just sitting there like, oh, but if we do it that way or if we try to, it's like, bro, that's not what it's about. It's not about all that technical bullshit they try to tell you. Like, fuck all of that. If you want to scream into the mic before you adjust the compressor, like, just let that shit go and see what happens. If it sounds tight, rock with it. If it don't, you either improve it or you take it back.
Cut it
like,
again.
Motherfuckers forget you could just save shit up. Like, it's easy.
We got to undo, bud.
And then the second thing I was going to tap in was what you said in terms of just the relatability and, like, being a person and, like, making sure people fuck with you. I was YG's recording engineer for a cool period of time, and that was when I learned. But whatever. So I done sat in so many sessions with YG,
On the
bro,
job training.
where like all these producers is coming through just playing like shit or just sending packs. Maybe it came through the A&R or whatever, and I just sat there and watched YG just be like, nah, and I'm like, bro, these are fire, like. You don't like this one? You're like, nah, like this shit's whack, like whatever.
Yeah.
Might be someone cooking up, the vibe is weird, like the beats, whatever. Like fire beats, bro. I've seen this man pass up on. And then we had a session with Mustard. We was in New York, and Mustard was out there at the same time, so he pulled up. Bro, this man had like a kick, a hi-hat. I don't even know if he had the snare in there yet.
Yeah.
YG in the corner like, oh, this about to be crazy. Like, this and I'm like, what? Like, this what you gonna go with? So it's like, bro, that was when I learned such a crazy lesson, bro, because I'm a producer too, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, again, young producer trying to get the beats off, but you an engineer, so it's like, all right, I gotta play my position for a while. Yeah. But it's like that whole time, bro, I'm building with all these people because I'm realizing that just that comfortability and trust that someone could put in you, bro, you get thousands of placements if you done just built a relationship with somebody. But people just quick to pull up, press play, don't even talk to the artist like that,
Right.
don't even get to know him like, oh, label said I should come over here. And it's like, all right, well, you just got nothing. Like, you left with nothing. Like, you could have came over and just talked to bro about his day and then, like, built some type of rapport, you know what I'm saying? But, like, don't be quick to knock off that relationship shit. That shit is incredibly valuable. And I'll say I'm in the best position now to get placements than I ever was.
Yeah.
And I'm making the least beats than I was making so many beats, and now it's just like intentional, and I know who to send it to. And I could just, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, and I think though a lot of that probably comes from just like our personalities, right? As engineers and producers, that where we just not like people all the time, you know? But like that's just a skill. It's a skill. Just like learning to EQ or use a compressor, you gotta go out and intentionally sharpen up that skill too, you know? Like go out to the mixers and meet people, talk to people, open up with your clients and stuff like that. Because you know, like I've never been like a real open people person. People are like right now, you're like, wait, how not? Like you know, you're talking.
you running the interview,
right? But look, believe me, like my wife would attest. Everybody in my life is like, yo, I've always been like a super introverted person. But you know, being on YouTube and opening up in front of that camera, it just again allowed me to sharpen that skill, how to talk, how to present, how to be in front of people, right? And so I know for a fact that you can grow that skill. So anybody in here that's like, yo, I'm shy, I don't really like talking to people, you can do it. You just have to intentionally put yourself in those situations over and over again, and then eventually you will be comfortable with it, right?
100%.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like just our industry drive you to be, because it's a crazy line down the middle, bro. It's like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Or it's like, hey, like, talk to me. Like,
Yeah,
how are you
yeah.
doing today? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the reading the room comes in handy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, as an engineer, especially one who came up as an intern, it's like, I call this shit intern-itis. Like, I don't want to talk to no one. I don't
so
want to
real,
step in the
bro.
wrong place. And I used to be outside. And now I'm like, damn, am I an introvert now? Like, I'm quiet. I don't want to talk to no one. So it's like right place and time, understand when to shut the fuck up.
I never heard
build
that, like
relationship.
Intern-itis.
I made that shit up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Yo,
low-key
let's
plotting
coin
on a
that
book.
for this man, because I feel like I dealt with that so long, because I was at Quad being like an intern for like 2 years, you know what I'm saying, before I was allowed to touch something, right? It was just like, yo, take out the trash and shut up, you know what I'm saying? And then like, okay, like, oh, somebody, I can give an opinion now? Like, I don't know, I'm scared to talk,
Weird.
you know, it feel weird.
Yeah, you confident in what you got to offer, but now suddenly it's like stripped from you. You got to earn that shit back.
Yeah.
It's like you got to approach it.
I didn't even
right.
have a name for it. That was kind of cool because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, I remember when I
Intern-itis, man.
started and I was scared to talk to people because it was like, I don't want to mess up. And then it comes to a point where it's like, if you don't talk to these people, like you're gonna be out the room. So like, yeah.
I mean, but and then also too, like, you know, if y'all never been in, you know, proper big sessions with, you know, a producer in there, you got the artist in there, and maybe A&R in there, right? Then you got to know your role, right? Now, if I'm in there one-on-one, because I also run a small studio to where I'm the producer and the engineer at the same time, right? So I'm vocal producing the record and recording it and doing all of these things. But you might be in the studio where there is a vocal producer. And then at that time, if you're the engineer, then that's when you shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you gotta let people do their job if it's not your job, unless they ask you, of course.
100%. No, you got to know, like you said, like what hat are you wearing when you in that room? Granted, how many hats you got tucked like that you could pull out, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you got to know what your position is, and you got to just. I think the silent shit really apply a little bit more to the engineer than it do the producer. Right. I would say that the engineer in the room, for sure, like, you'll fuck around and not say a word for 3 months, and now you the artist's best friend, because they just like, oh, okay, I can sit here in silence with you, and it's fucking fine. Like, that's a great tip for engineers. Just like, bro, sit back, figure it out. Eventually, yes, it's just like anything that's new, meeting new people, bro. People gonna open up over time. So it's like, don't rush that shit and try to force it.
Yeah.
Producers, you gotta sometimes be a little bit extra when you pull up. Like, you dictating the energy when you walk in the room, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, like, depending on the situation, like 9 times out of 10, this is your session now. So it's like, okay, I came to play beats for this artist. Am I just gonna play this pack and be gone? Or am I gonna maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, create a vibe, create some energy.
Take control
and, like,
of the room.
Take control of the room, really. And it's like, if you both, then just know where you at.
Yeah.
I've never, ever offered no artist a beat while I was in the middle of a session that I was either recording or mixing.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying? I'm mixing, your album's done, you're not looking for beats right now, and you're probably not trying to get bothered with it anyway, so I'm leaving it alone. Yeah. We recording. I'm not going to say I got beats because I know you need me here to record. But if you're running out of beats, then I'll start pulling up, you know what I'm saying? We'll go through the email. But
Yeah, and when you sometimes when you try to play all those different hats that you ain't been invited to, then you could create a bad vibe in the room, right? Like, damn, this dude trying to play his beats. I hired him as an engineer, and now I don't even want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to avoid you now.
Awkward.
You know?
Yeah, like it's awkward. Yeah.
It gets weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely gets weird in that situation.
All right, let's switch to something a little more technical, right? Like, what's something that a lot of engineers do? Like, you just hear like techniques or whatever. Something that a lot of engineers do that you might feel is unnecessary in your workflow.
That's a tough one.
That's a great question.
I mean, low key actually nowadays, and this probably isn't like a huge thing.
Yeah.
But like when I started engineering, auto-tune was relatively new. Like it wasn't really like used on every song like it is now. I feel like at this point, if you're the tracking engineer and you and the artist are cool with how the tuning turns out at the end of the recording session, and you guys are ready to send this out, like everything's been worked on, we're gonna send this to a mixing engineer, print the tune.
Okay.
Like, print the tune in there. I don't know how much you guys deal with, you know, if you're on subscription, you probably don't deal with it as much for auto-tune, but earlier when you would buy auto-tune and then they would come out with a new version, like compatibility issues would arise, like settings would change, all that. And all that still happens now. So I would just say anything that's 100%, like whether it's auto-tune or maybe it's like a distortion thing or like something, anything that's creative that you and the artist have built and y'all have established this as part of the record, make sure that that cannot be messed up when you send it to mix.
Yeah. If you're in Pro Tools, just right click on the track name and hit commit.
Yep.
All right. It's gonna commit
That
it.
shit.
What about you, Noise? What you think? Like, what's something that you think is like kind of overdone or done a lot that you don't think applies to your workflow so much?
shit limiting. Motherfuckers is limiting shit off.
Okay.
Into just
Everybody
bricks.
in here
Like,
use a
God.
limiter now. Now tell us more.
Oh God, I leave my limiting to the man that put 5 limiters on his shit. Like I don't need my
Okay.
shit
Leave it to
limited
death.
before
We
I
leave it
get
to
to bro.
death.
Like
Fact.
we just had a whole thing this past week. Cause look, as a mix engineer today, everybody is already happy with their sound 99% of the time that it's getting to me. Again, I'm talking about like, I guess probably more major artists. A lot of more independent artists, maybe not so much. For the major artists, a lot of them damn near nowadays is just like, bro, I love the demo. So it's like, it's a whole new art being born of like, how do I match this shit? I spent 4 hours just trying to make it sound like that. And then I fucking take it to where I want to take it to. But it's got to be like, you know what I mean? Subtleties. So just what I've seen and noticed a lot is just like, bro, the producer probably squashed the fuck out the beat when he sent it. You pulled it into the session, you put 2 more limiters on it.
Right.
And then like by the time that ref get to me and then I get the stems, it's like that damn near don't have no processing sometimes. So I'm just chasing this like distorted sound to like recreate it. So again, valuable lesson, bro. Know what hat you supposed to have on. Like I was trying to mix into some of the limiters, get certain shit going a certain type of way, and then eventually I just took them all off and sent them to bro, and it just sounded way better. The way he you know what I'm saying? This is fucking
And
special.
by that, you mean like working with a mastering engineer?
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I keep looking at bro. I can just see your eyes over the computer. Little shark fin.
Oh, that's Nick.
So
That's
shark fin.
That's Nick Porcel back there, man. $1 million
man.
snare, y'all. No, all right,
That
all
boy
right.
got
That's
some slammies on the way.
all right.
But yeah, no, the limiting shit for me is just getting a little over. And everybody also, it's a dope plugin. That Voice of God shit is tight, cool, but like, bro, don't go into it like 12 dB over already, like leaving me with nothing to work with.
Which, oh, you mean the God particle?
What I say, Voice of
Voice
God?
of God,
Yeah, God
yeah,
particle.
yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, I got you.
That shit's tight. People just be slamming the shit a little too much. I feel like it, but also it is the sound. So like, I'm not going to take away from it when it's
Right.
my turn to add. Like, I just got to figure out like, it's just a lot of shit going on with the limiting. Y'all got to calm down.
Chill on the limiting, all right? Yo, so I kind of question off a little bit of what you said right there, because a lot of times us as like, you know, when you are starting out as engineering, you not working with artists and producers and equipment that's at the top of the game, right? And I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong or not, like, because is it easier? Is it harder when you get everything? Like they got a rough mix that's in the session that's like 95% where it needs to be? Or, you know what I'm saying, where you might be working with a Scarlett 2i2 bundle and you know, everything is all over the place, right? Now, you know, sometimes these guys gotta work a whole lot harder, man. I feel like, you know.
I feel like it's a different battle, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Indie artist, send me the stems, doesn't really have shit. It's kind of all over the place. Low key, that's my favorite shit to mix. Cause
Yeah,
it's
'cause
like,
you get
I
to
know
do
I
something.
could go crazy. Like coming up, when you push that little, like on the SSL board, whatever, I learned to mix on the SSL using Pro Tools. So the way Ali had it set up was it's always like external. You could just switch externals and go back and forth between the print and the reference. So it's like, all right, this is what the board is, this is what the reference is.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, my whole career until the past 3 years probably, it's always like when you push that fucking mix button from the ref, it's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, shit is crazy. Like, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's kind of more so for me now, the feeling I get with the indie mixes.
Right.
It's like they may not have known exactly, and they may not be as married to the ref. The demo-itis might not be as crazy because they kind of understand that shit.
Right.
Established artists, they send you the shit. It sounds great. We love it. Just, you know, don't touch my vocals or don't touch the beat.
Right.
It's a whole different battle because now instead of like that other version is a real, in my mind, more of a mix. And this is more like testing my fucking years of expertise of like not fucking it up. Cause it's like, bro, me 5 years ago, I would have fucked this up. Like,
Right.
And now it's just like, okay, I'm listening, I'm A-Bing constantly instead of like once at the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
And just
that's a big tip, is to
take it
constantly
there.
A/B between. I mean, but again, like you said, that's if they are really in love with that reference.
Exactly, and that's why I say it's case by case, right? Because it's like,
Right.
bro, with those refs, we just fucking A-Bing all day and like, oh, it's too. And then at the end, when I'm like, all right, I can't even tell the difference, then I'm like, all right, now I can fuck with it. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
Guys,
Yeah.
you had to get it back to where you started from.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like you'll run into that with independent artists too. It really just depends on the art. You know, some people do their song and they listen to it 500 times the first night they have it, and then it's like anything that changes after that's going to be a little tough to deal with. So there's always a push and pull in that situation with the artist. But I do notice the same thing where it's like the last 3 years, especially on like the more major project stuff, they kind of have everything where they want it, and it's like it's a whole different battle. It's like battling with yourself of like, I really want to go in on this, but I can't, so you try to find that middle ground there, and then knowing if you do have an artist that you get to go in, because we all used to chase what he was talking about. We all used to chase that. It's like we want to A and B, and then like have the artist in the room, and then A and B, and I'm just like watching for the reaction, and it's always crazy. And then nowadays it's like, you don't know. Like when I press A B, I don't know what
Why it sound like that?
gonna be. Yeah, it's like, why it sound like that, or it sounds good, but it's too clean, and it's like I ain't never even heard that things could be too clean until like 3 years ago. So yeah. So definitely a whole different battle in the studio these days.
Okay. So as an engineer, what's something that you think a lot of other engineers might overlook, like that you might be doing all the time? You be like, they not even up on this.
I mean, maybe you're not up on this, but organization. Yeah. Like file naming, all that stuff.
That's
like,
big.
Even when you're tracking, like. When I used to be a Hitmaker's recording engineer, and you got 7 songwriters every day, you got whatever it is, and there's no breaks. There's this person goes in, does their thing, and you're like, cool. Like normally you'd get a break with the artist, but then another songwriter goes in, and then you do 20 records or whatever. How am I supposed to send all those out to Hitmaker to do what he needs to do with these records without having things labeled? Or what if they got to send one of those to Jason Joshua to mix at the time, who was doing everything for them, and it's like, well, I also have to record you for these 14 hours, but I got to send these files out, and if I don't have them named already, then they're gonna hit me back with questions, which is gonna take more time. So it's like, I see people getting faster recording, doing playlisting and all that stuff. It's like you could do the same thing with naming. It's like as soon as they start recording the first take, I could rename the track. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would just say try to, if you aren't fast yet and maybe you're coming up and whatever, just take the time at the end of the sessions to like clean everything up. And I'll tell you, there's been many of times where sometimes like a engineer in the session, in the master, in the comments will write their contact info, their name, their email. I always thought that was a cool thing to do, because if I'm mixing a record and I don't have a personal relationship with you, I can get a hold of you if I need something from you. Like, hey, the kick stem sounds crazy. Like, I can hit you up. But having all of everything, especially because when I came around, I was prepping a lot of all these mixes and all of that stuff. And it's like when it comes in not named and everything, like I got to do all that. And so it was like, I would see engineers bring stuff in and it would be sloppy, and I'd be all pissed off. And then I'd see one come in that was just like pristine. And I would tell Ali, I'd be like, hey, this engineer did their thing. Like, this is crazy. And then he would reach out to who their people are and be like, hey, I don't know if this is your guy's engineer or not, but if he's not, like, y'all should fuck with him because he's doing shit this way. And so, like, that shit goes a long way.
That's proper. That's proper. Organization. Yeah. Stand on top of that stuff. NOIS, what's your take on that? What's some people overlook?
People overlook, damn. I was so busy listening to bros.
Nah, that was good. That was real good.
That's a good one, my boy. What people overlook, damn, what do I be on that nobody's really on? I don't even know.
We come back to that for you, man.
I mean, this dude is like the most attention to detail person.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like
it's like right now there's too many things going in his head that are like y'all are overlooking a lot. But,
I feel that way.
Yeah. He's very particular. So I would say, I mean, probably that is to pay attention to detail, like the thoroughness of things. Like it's easy to like mess something small up where it's like, might even have been a mistake that you did at the end of the night when you were tired or something, but like taking that extra like second glance before you send something out or like to a label or whatever it is, like you don't want to send the wrong stems or the wrong files or have something named wrong and then they hit you up and you're like, well, actually the files are right, but I just named them wrong. It's like, it's just weird. So I would say just be thorough, like don't cut corners.
All right, I got just a couple more questions for y'all. Then we're gonna take some questions from audience side. So as engineers, we gotta continuously sharpen our stones, right? Sharpen our swords. What's something that y'all do to stay sharp, to stay on the cutting edge of things?
I mean, obviously, like as far as the cutting edge stuff, like you're always looking at new plugins that come out, maybe that come in a mixing session that you've never seen before that somebody's using in a recording session, and then maybe you go check it out. I definitely stay up on that. For me though, is the creative side. So like he said, he makes beats and things like that. Like as an engineer, even though you are doing creative stuff, you're always doing stuff for other people. I feel like, especially when you're doing music every day, all day for other people, it is important to, even if it's not music, even if it's you drawing pictures or whatever it is, like it's good to have a creative time for yourself. I think it helps keep your mind frame sharp. Like it's easy to get burnt out when you're working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you might be scheduled at a studio at a certain time, artist close up later, and now you gotta stay an extra 6 hours because they showed up late. Like things like that, like those things really eat at you after a while, and it's easy to get pulled away and things like that. I need to make, I don't even make cool beats. I just make beats to keep me happy. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get that artsy shit off.
Yeah, you gotta express whatever shit's going on. Express that shit creatively. Don't just hold that shit in because that's gonna start affecting shit. Yeah.
NOIS, what you do to keep your sword sharp?
That was great, definitely. I just really try to, because I just do a lot in terms of all the hats that I gotta wear every day. So I think my biggest thing, like mixing wise, is just trying to. I do try to like stay away from like being the super technical engineer, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like I just really just trust my ear. I try to listen to as much new shit as I can. I try to avoid like thinking about any one record a certain specific way that I feel like my mind like technically would want to like pull me towards. You know what I'm saying? I feel like music is all just about energy and feeling, and it's like sometimes that can get overlooked. You might think you got the cleanest fucking mix ever, but really you just stripped all the life up out that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, those S's hidden like it was doing something. Like I don't know what it was. So sometimes I feel like you gotta take a step back really and just like look at the whole shit as a whole and just make sure that that is the best representation of what it is. You know what I'm saying? What you trying to give back.
Yo, you know, we getting the flashes over here. They want us to wrap this up. I can definitely talk to y'all for a very long time, you know, but like really quick, because I think this is important. I want y'all to give me a very quick answer, and then we're gonna get like 1 or 2 questions from the audience, okay? Really quick, what's one piece of advice you can give to everybody that's listening today that they can go and implement right now? What's something they can go and do right now to help them out?
You gotta sacrifice.
Yeah.
Make this sacrifice.
You gotta sacrifice,
I
otherwise you're not gonna
I
get
gotta
what you
second
want.
this because I don't know each individual situation in here, so it's kind of hard to like tell you guys one thing. But if anything, for sure, sacrifice. Like for sure, sacrifice because you're not gonna get anywhere without doing that. I promise.
I feel that. Make the sacrifice. Hold your faith, y'all. Y'all give it up for my guests here, NOIS,
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Sircut.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Who in the audience got questions? Have we done? No questions? All right, y'all. We got
one.
Oh, we got one question?
We got one.
They
We
stand
got
right
one.
there. Go ahead. You in the back. You already ready.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys talking about the part-time job. I work at a weed shop. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
A different kind
Which
of thing,
one?
bro.
What shop are you at? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Sweet Flower, Westwood, come through. We got ticketures. You feel me?
Oh, that's where all the Persians at. I'm out there.
There we go. My question would be, I'm starting a new internship. You know, I just want to do the best job I can. You guys talked about being of service. As interns, as runners, what are some of the intangible things I can implement to really stand out?
Just have a good attitude, honestly. Like don't be, life is fucked up, you know what I'm saying? You be going through shit. Sometimes you just don't bring that shit to work with you. Like if somebody asks you to go get a fucking sandwich, just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the attitude for sure, because I can see when you don't want to do something. But also pay attention. There's people that like say I order something from a specific restaurant. Like after a while, the runner, whoever, assistant knows that I order that from there, and then they just do it for me. Like some of that stuff goes a long way when you're busy or under deadlines or whatever it is. So I'd say just pay attention and try to maybe, learn your clients and go the extra mile so that they remember you and go the extra mile for you.
100%. And be proactive. If you see something that need to be done,
For sure.
whether it's your job or not, do it.
Get that shit done.
Sure,
You know?
for sure.
And that goes a long way. Don't wait on nobody to have to tell you nothing. All right?
Check as many boxes as you can, you know what I'm saying?
Right on, yo. Thank y'all. Y'all been a great audience. Shout out to EngineEars.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
We out.